So this is for our counseling skills, skill development exercise number 2, developing a therapeutic relationship with a client. This video will be my skit that I came up with me as the counselor and TJ as the role as my client. This particular scenario, the setting will be in an alcohol treatment center, and this particular client is a 23-year-old male, Shane, white male. He kind of has had a rough childhood and has had some stemming issues from abuse at a young age. And because of that, he's just been having some troubles with chemical dependency, some issues with alcohol and drugs, getting into trouble with that, participating in some high-risk behaviors. He doesn't have a job right now, but he is enrolled with school, but he's been having some trouble showing up and doing his work and things like that because of his chemical dependency issues. He also has been lashing out at his friends and family members also because of his chemical dependency issues. And so now this is just kind of the initial meeting, and we're going to see what we can do from here. So here it goes. Hi, I'm Lacey. What's your name?
I'm Shane.
Hi, nice to meet you, Shane. So, what brings you in here today? I heard you've been just kind of getting into some trouble, having some trouble with some alcohol.
I've been drinking a lot lately, yes.
Okay. So you have been. Okay. So, would you say mainly alcohol then? Probably.
I stopped using most drugs and I just drink a lot now.
Okay. So you'd say that the alcoholism is like probably your main issue you got going on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just kind of, since this is our first interview and we're just kind of getting to know each other, I'm just going to collect some basic information from you. Does that sound okay? Okay. What is your date of birth, Shane?
October 1st, 1994.
Okay. So you are 23 years old, correct? Okay. And this isn't, if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to. This is just a basic question. Your relationship status, married, single?
I'm single.
Divorced? Okay. That's something we just kind of have to ask. It doesn't really matter. It just kind of, gives us an idea of who you are and what's important to you. And you are a male, of course, obviously. It looks like we did get a little bit of information from you here. Got a cell phone number, 217-987-0011. Does that sound okay? And is it okay to leave a message for you at this number?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Got your email, and it says that your address is 1893 Olson Circle Drive. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, and that's recent, like that?
That's up to date.
Okay. And so, going to school, go to work, like...
I'm not working currently. I just lost my job due to not showing up or from being hungover.
Okay. So do you go to school then?
Yeah,
well?
when I can.
Okay, so kind of like a part-time student then? Okay. Alright, so it says here your emergency contact name and relationship, Allison Gallagher. That's your mother.
Yes.
So do you live with her?
I live with her
What's going on with that?
when I'm home. Otherwise, I stay with one of my friends on campus.
Okay. So just give me a small idea of your home life a little bit. Like, do you have any siblings or?
I have a packed house. I have a younger sister. She's 4. I have a younger brother that is 11, and a oldest younger sister that is 17.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, I kind of got a packed house over there. And, I mean, this is just obviously getting intake, but is that somewhat of a stable environment?
Kind of a hectic environment. None of us are really organized or that clean.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, house from just one kid alone, but a whole house full of kids. Understandable. And so it also says that this is kind of a self-referral, but also a referral from your friend. It says here, Aaron. Did he refer you because he thought you needed help, or was that just kind of a...
He thought I needed help because been drinking about 5 to 7 days a week.
Okay. Alright. Well, if you don't mind, I was gonna say we're just gonna run through a few. I'll have you fill it out because some of these, I mean, they're not super personal, but you know what I mean. Basically, it's just any behavior, feelings, or physical, you know what I mean, any kind of symptoms you've been having lately. It just kind of gives us an idea of what's been going on with you and what, you know what I mean, has just basically what's been troubling you and what's been going on in your life.
Do you want me to do the bottom part here too?
If you'd like, you don't have to. It's totally up to you. Like I said, it just kind of, you know what I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's just how you're feeling today, but it does matter because it just gives me an idea, you know what I mean, potential for things that we could possibly work on later on.
I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. So it looks like here, just kind of the basic, you know, just from what I can tell right away, some things that just kind of go hand in hand with, you know, alcoholism and problems related to that. Problems sleeping, you know, problems with your stomach, sleep disturbances, just problems in your everyday life, and feelings of just, you know what I mean, fatigue and body aches, and just overall, you know what I mean, just not good things and not good emotions. Well, so we kind of actually touched base on just a little bit of everything. Sorry if it was just a little much for you, but we just, like I said, on the initial visit, we kind of, you know what I mean, like to know a lot. But, I just want you to know that anything that we talk about between this visit and any other visits to come stays between me and you.
Alright.
It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, what it's about. The only circumstance I would think that anything that we say that would leave us would be if you were harmed, like a severe, you know what I mean, like life or death threat to yourself or to somebody else. You know what I mean? That would be the only circumstance where in that case, you know what I mean, we'd have to involve, you know, doctors or, you know what I mean, policemen. And another circumstance would be just like a release of your medical information. If like something were to happen, you know what I mean, if like you had a reaction while in therapy, which are extreme cases, but like I said, basically everything that goes on stays between me and you. So I just wanted to make that clear. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted you to know that. And actually, if you'd like, this is just a confidentiality agreement. Just makes everything official, but just basically goes through what our agency is about and how we handle confidentiality. And basically that anything you say and all your information will be kept safe.
Okay.
So I was going to say, you can just sign, you know what I mean, sign and date at the bottom, and alrighty. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I just want to make that clear that everything between me and you stays between me and you in these meetings. So there is
Thank you very
no,
much.
yes, of course. So another thing, because obviously this kind of goes with confidentiality is an expectation. That's a given, a no-brainer. Everything stays between me and you. Another thing is just some expectations, whether it be expectations, you know what I mean, of how I present myself as a counselor to you, and expectations of kind of what I expect from you, you know what I mean, from going on, at least. Obviously, we both need to maintain professional and appropriate relationships with one another. Obviously, if, you know what I mean, as time goes on and we get to know each other better, that will be more fine-tuned down the road, but, you know what I mean, just basically being appropriate with one another. Showing up, you know what I mean, if you can't make it to a meeting or anything like that, just try to give me at least, you know what I mean, a little bit of advance, you know what I mean, or anything like that. But no big deal, because I can understand, you know what I mean, life happens, but just to be accommodating, you know what I mean, and I can be very accommodating to your schedule, but just, you know what I mean, letting me know. Also, if you decide to go into a more hard treatment plan as time goes on, like I said, this is just our initial visit. We don't necessarily have to worry about it at this point. But, you know what I mean, if you decide to do a treatment plan, maybe going into some kind of rehab or anything like that, obviously we want you to stay sober and stick to whatever kind of treatment plan they have you on, okay? And want you to stay dedicated to that. That's a biggie. But other than that, we want to make it an appropriate and safe and professional environment. And we just want you to be comfortable and feel comfortable with us. You know what I mean? And we expect the same from you in return. At least that's what I like to think. So really, honestly, Shane, I think that you really do have a bright future ahead of you. I think you've just gotten into a little bit of trouble and let some things, you know what I mean, get to you in maybe some not so positive ways. But I really think that if you want to make a difference and want to make a change and actually want to change, I really think that you're capable of that. I think that you could do really, really well. And I think that if you want, this is something you want to do and this is something you want to try hard at, that you can do this. I believe in you. But I was going to say, so this, you know what I mean, since this is the initial intervention, we plan on meeting, you know what I mean, more so and making goals and everything. I think that it would be appropriate maybe to just set up one little small goal for today.
Okay.
Does that sound something that you'd be okay with, that you'd be comfortable with? Something I had in mind, because you said that your biggest issue, you've been having problems with your alcoholism. I think we should look into getting you some of Rule 25. It's just a lot of paperwork, basically just to see where you're at and see where we can go from there. You know what I mean? Just to see what you'd need, where we could get you into. From there, we can look at, you know what I mean, different treatment options and things like that. That just kind of gets the ball rolling.
Okay.
So if you'd like after, I can give you some paperwork to, you know what I mean, and we can start doing that. But so that, you know what I mean, I think that would be a good starting, if that seems like something that you would be okay with.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a note of that. But I think that's just about it. We just, you know, went over a little bit about who you are and what's been going on, a little bit of what's been troubling you, and, you know, we made sure to go over the confidentiality piece and what's expected of not only yourself but myself, and that, you know what I mean, we're going to try to get that Rule 25 in and get that taken care of, but I really think that you can do this, and I think that it'll go well.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.